Hey y'all, welcome back to NTX Varsity Sports Network. Today we're at Cleburne High School. Going to sit down with head coach AJ Sheppard and see what he has to say about this upcoming season. First things first, how's the summer going?
Oh, the summer's been going well. You know, we've had a tremendous amount of growth. It's been fun to see the players and some of the gains they've made from a strength standpoint and also from just speed and conditioning. We're able to get all of our coaches in here to be a part of it. So really since the time I've been here, for the first time we've had just a cohesive group and everyone just kind of is figuring out where they're supposed to be.
So, what exactly intrigued you about taking this job in the first place?
And you know, I grew up in Mansfield, and so when I was a kid, you know, Cleburne and Mansfield always had these knockout, drag out battles. My uncle played running back from Mansfield High School, and I remember coming down here and watching him play. He played basketball as well, so I remember some of the basketball games, but they were always competitive. So I've always known about Cleburne and just the proud tradition that this town has. It reminds me a lot of Mansfield because when I was growing up, we were one high school town, and everyone, you know, bled black and gold, just like here. Everyone went out and supported the football team and basketball team and baseball team. So when the opportunity presented itself and the job came open, that's what intrigued me, to kind of get back to that small town feel, the kind of way I grew up, and just be able to be a part and turn around a program that struggled over the last few years.
So, you mentioned the struggles and a turnaround. What's it going to take, and what do you want to see from these guys to turn around the program these next couple of years?
Well, you know, the thing that I draw from is, you know, when I was at Mansfield, we were a struggling program. And when I was a junior, that was the first playoff team in 28 years. When I got to college, you know, I went to UTEP, and for years they had struggled. And by the time I was a senior, we were co-conference champions and went to a bowl game. So I've been a part of programs that, you know, have started off in a struggle and been able to turn it around. So I think the big thing it's going to take is a full commitment from all the investors. So that means players, parents, students in the hallway, admin. And I think we're headed in that direction. And so that's what it's going to take. And I'm excited to see so far the growth that we've had and the forward movement. And I think it's going to continue.
So you mentioned your defensive background. You played defense in college. You're D coordinator at Mansfield. What does a AJ Sheppard coach team look like in total on both sides of the ball?
I think the big thing you'll see from our kids is a type of energy that's relentless on offense and on defense. We just want to be able to play fast on offense, and on defense we just pursuit is going to be relentless. This kids is playing fast because they understand and they believe in the scheme, and they're able to just pin their ears back and go. So we're going to be tough. We're going to be hard nosed. There's not going to be any quit. And that's what we'll bring to the table every Thursday and Friday night, and that's non-negotiable. And our players have understood that from day one, and they've seen it this summer. And we've got men and coaches around them that also carry on that same lesson. So, you know, we're going to be tough. We're not going to quit. And at the end of a game, a team will know that they played, you know, the Cleburne Yellowjackets that night.
These fast, tough intangibles that you're talking about. What kind of guys have you seen step up that are representing those intangibles and what you hope to see?
Well, you know, when you're a senior and you've been part of a program that's had some struggle every year you've been in high school, you know, it's easy to take a step back and kind of hide. You know, we've had some seniors. You know, our quarterback Luke Stewart. You know, our receiver that missed last year. You know, CJ. We also have. You know, some kids that Hayden LaFesti. Those type kids have really stepped up. And Malachi Cunningham. Those guys have stepped up and just like, you know what, Coach, we're tired of losing. You know, we're tired of being everybody's homecoming, and so we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure we get to that point. So, you know, those kids have really embraced that toughness and that attitude that, you know, whatever drill it is, whatever exercise it is, whether it's running, whether it's lifting, we're going to fight through it, and we make sure it's hard. And we make sure as coaches we put them through adverse situations to see how guys are going to react.
So it sounds like you have some senior leaderships set in place. Are there any young guns coming for some position battles that you have right now?
Yeah, we definitely have some young guns. I think as a coach, you're always kind of on two fronts. You got the present front in which you're making sure that kids are successful, but you're also always building for the future. So we got a couple of kids that are sophomores that have really stepped up. Emmerich is one that comes to mind. He's a sophomore linebacker, but he's also going to be a kid that he's going to be a leader of this program for the next 3 years. And so, you kind of lean on those kids a little bit and you give them a little bit of rope in terms of being a leader for this team. But I think they also understand that there's some seniors here who also want to go out with a bang. So you just make sure you give them a little bit of opportunity to be leaders, but also have them understand that there's also a pecking order.
So we talked about your defensive background. What kind of offensive scheme do you want to be running this year? And are there any skill players that stand out to you that are going to help you execute that?
Yeah, on offense, we want to be, we want to be successful out of 10 and 11 personnel with an H-back. We want to be, again, fast on offense with the power run game. We have two really good running backs, Hayden LaFesti and Zayden Husband. Two good running backs. Our quarterback is really solid. Luke, he's a 3-year starter. And then, like I said, we get one of our weapons back who missed last year, CJ, and then like Malachi is so phenomenal out there. He's dual sport athlete, all district in both football and baseball. And then we got some linemen up front that I think with their athleticism we'll be able to move as far as the run game goes. So we have some weapons on offense. And we have some key pieces, but I just think that the tempo of what we'll do offensively will be our advantage.
So every coach wants to run the ball, but everyone knows start with running ball. You got to have those big boys in the trenches. You mentioned you got some linemen. How are we feeling about the big fellas?
Well, we're really athletic. We don't. I've worked at Euless Trinity where I've had a kid that's 6'9". Almost 400 pounds. Another kid that was 6'5", 360 pounds. We don't have those guys here, but we have really athletic linemen that, like I said, we get them on the move. We can do some things, roll out passes in the pocket, bootlegs, do some things on the run game, some outside zone type stuff, some counter and pull power stuff. So we have those guys that can do that. So I'm really excited to see that. And really, we won't be as big, but I think we'll be athletic and have some advantages when it comes to that.
So it's your first head coaching position. What do you expect and what do you hope to take out of year one?
This is year 24 for me. As a high school coach, and I've been to several high schools, and I've kind of taken a little bit from each high school that I've been at, and a lot of it's not just what I would do; it's what sometimes what I wouldn't do, and so the big thing that I hope to take from this season is a continued growth and maturation as a coach. I'm going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. And in our program, we define failure as an opportunity for growth. So even though there may be some times that I may fail, whether it be a call or a decision, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to grow and be a better head coach the next week. And our kids live the same way. You're going to make mistakes in a game, okay? Will that mistake define you? That's up to you. You're going to fail. Will it define you? That's up to you. Or you're going to bounce back and use that failure as an opportunity to grow. That's the lessons that we're trying to leave with our kids.
I really appreciate you sitting down with me. I'm super excited to see how you guys shape up this year. I wanted to give you some time. If there's anything you want to say to the community or the players that you want to add on.
Yeah, it's this year is a big year for us. We got a really good senior class coming back. I believe we have 28 seniors. They're excited to go. We want the community to be to come out there and cheer us on. We want the community to be excited about Cleburne football again. We're going to play fast. We're going to play. We're going to play with a lot of enthusiasm, and we're going to play tough. And so we can't wait for the season to start, and we look forward to seeing everybody in the stands.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Coach.
All right. Appreciate you.
Huge thanks to Coach A.J. Sheppard here at Cleburne High School. Just had a great sit down with him. Stay tuned for more on the NTX Varsity Sports Network.